Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome, everybody, to Journey into the Light here. We're very glad to have you aboard here on this Tuesday afternoon here with Carla, as Carla is a shamanic healer for animals and their people. And if you like to speak to Carla, you can call into the radio show number 347-884-8245. Press the 1 on your line, and I will come to you in the screening line here to get your information, get you aboard. And here is Carla.
Unmuted.
Hello, everybody. This is Carla Meske. I'm a shamanic healer for animals and people. I cross between the world to speak with compassionate spirits on your behalf, and I gain information and I channel healing power for whatever needs healing, physical, emotional, spiritual. It's the most ancient form of healing. All of our ancestors are shamanic, and my mission in this radio show is to introduce you to shamanism, help you learn some shamanism yourself, and to give some advice and healing for you and your animals. Today I'm joined by my friend Kathlynn Moonfire.
Hello, everyone. Nice to be here.
Kathlynn's one of my oldest friends. She and I have been doing shamanism together for 20 years.
I think so, but we don't need to go there.
Yes, well, okay, 2 years. Let's just make it a factor of 10 so we can get younged up. But she's extremely experienced, and she has a magical way of working with cards, with, card decks like tarot and so forth. And today what we'd like to do is begin by calling in the spirits, and then I would like to pull a card from the faery deck, a deck by Jeremy and David Berg. And I'd like to pull a card to ask the spirits of the fairy world, how we can frame ourselves, how we can hold ourselves in power during this tumultuous time, during this time of political upheaval here in our precious United States of America. I know some of you may be from abroad, but we're just undergoing a little bit of Trumpitis right now, and some of us are feeling a bit off-center. Would you agree with that, Kathlynn?
Off-center is a perfect way to say it, yes.
Yeah.
Get off-center, you lose your grounding.
And
so that's what we're looking for.
How do we get our feet back on the ground and stay connected to spirit? That's what we're up to today. Okay, I am going to begin by calling in the spirits. And I do that using rhythm, a drum or a rattle, and I reach to each of the cardinal directions, north, east, south, and west, and then above and below, and finally into my center, into my heart. And I'll do it right now. I call the spirits of the north, the power animals, teachers, and sweet beings of the north to come and join us all today, to stand with us and instruct us as Kathlynn and I seek information through this magical deck. I call the spirits of the east, the power animals, teachers, and compassionate beings of the east, to hold us close in your hearts and connect with each of us personally as we navigate through this tumultuous time. I call the spirits of the south, the ancestors, sweet beings, and loving, compassionate ones of the south, to come, those who know us, seen and unseen, and support us today. And I call the spirits of the west, power animals, teachers, sweet ones of the west, please to come, support us today. Help us see how to be centered. I call the spirits of the sky, the creator beings who reach down in their spiral of love and light, blue and white and strong, and empower us to move forward in our lives. I call the spirit of earth, of Naga, reaching up, of the essence of Mother Earth, who births us, who feeds us and owns us and claims us when we cross. Precious Mother, come. And I call the spirits of our center, our heart, our yes, our oneness. We stand suspended in these points, up between the earth and sky. Children of earth, children of sky, we come. Aho. Okay, I feel a little bit more empowered. How about you, Kathlynn?
Oh, yes.
Cool.
We're
All right.
surrounded.
We are surrounded. I saw coming in from the south Grandmother Buffalo and Grandmother Sunflower, who always comes in. And from the east, I saw the shining sun through the eastern portal of the faery beings. And from the west, I saw this twilight and the betwixt, between, and my grandfather with the canoe who ferries souls back and forth. And from the north, the grand support of the sky beings reaching down, dancing like the northern lights, inspiring us, empowering us, and promising us that it's okay. How about you, Kathlynn?
I think the strongest for me when you called in the powers was the power of the East right now, which is the portal into new beginnings. And there's a lot of passion there.
Yeah, passion, new beginnings. And we need some new beginnings. So I have in my hand now this deck of cards of the She, and that is Sidhe from Lorien Press. And they're magical cards that have been painted by Jeremy Berg, and he has journeyed to the She and been given each of these visions, and he has painted them as he has been shown them. Now, what's remarkable about Jeremy is that he was not a painter before this project unfolded for him. He's really more of an engineer type, but he's quite the artist, and these cards are the same images that I see in my journeys. So there's a connectivity between these cards and the truth that I have seen through my life. And spirits of the She, I'm going to ask you right now to give us a card that will describe for everyone listening how you are helping create beauty in the world through this tumultuous time, how you are helping create beauty in the world through this tumultuous time. Oh, look at that.
Isn't that beautiful?
Oh, I will just have to describe it to you, and then when you buy this deck, I'm not selling anything. I'm really not selling this deck, but please do support my friends. LorienPress.com. On the bottom of the card is a beautiful swan lake with a swan. Reaching back to the edge of the lake, a mountain rises, and above it are a series of standing stones. And these standing stones are the embodiment of spirit, the gods and goddesses, as they speak, as they become oracle on earth. And the light behind them is shimmering as though there were angelic forms coming through too. What do you see in here, Kathlynn? How do you interpret this?
Well, I'm not sure what the symbolism is for a swan in the She world. But to me, it's definitely extreme transformation. And I'm also seeing that this lake that the swan is on is very still and clear and reflective.
Yes, the clouds are shining up from it. They're reflecting the clouds in the sky. And she's a lone swan. She stands here silent and private on this very quiet lake, as though she were waiting for spirit to guide and unfold, as though that she is a trumpeter of the knowledge of the spirit coming through. And I wonder, trumpeter, interesting, isn't it?
Yes, very.
You know that old story of the trickster, and every mythology has that story of the character who comes through, who creates incredible mischief in order to invoke change. And they're often terrible people. They just
so
are.
It seems in the moment.
Or so it seems. You just want to strangle them. They're low-key. They're coyote. They're just bad, but they're not really necessarily. So I see that here.
Yeah, and also I see that this swan it almost looks as though she's gliding by a certain point along the lake or river. And above her are these incredible, powerful stones. So to me, that kind of signifies that this is a certain place on the journey that's very powerful and important.
Very powerful and important. It's a passageway. Okay, thank you, spirits. Now let's ask the delightful she, can you please share with the listeners a general way that each of us can stand strong and in balance as this transfiguration unfolds? And I've got, holy cow, look at that.
Beautiful.
It's a bridge arching over a star-lit river, and on the other side is a tree in autumn in all of its incredible glory. Now, the bridge is the oldest symbol of crossing between the worlds, of going between our physical form and the form of spirit. And it's interesting how this bridge on our side is sort of effervescing into a vision of Earth.
Yes. And the water has sort of a sparkly but slightly tumultuous look to it to me. So this is, and also the bridge, to me this is important, is a very old bridge made of stone, and it's been there for a long, long time. It has a lot of character. It's very beautiful in that way.
Yes, many have crossed this bridge. Many have crossed this bridge.
And of course, fall is a huge time of transformation and change. There's a lot of fieriness showing in those leaves.
And you know what else happens in the fall? That's when the Fomorians rise up, the spirits of chaos that create all the disturbances in the world.
Yes.
Yeah, always. They always have, they always will. It's part of what life cycle is about. I'm intrigued by this part of the bridge where it seems to be transfiguring into the quietness of a cave.
Yes. There's really a lot of symbolism in the card. It's got power, transformative qualities, it's got fire, it's got water, and a lot of earth. The bridge itself almost is earthy because it's made out of stone.
It's like we've seen this pathway a million times, and this pathway is not, it's not earth-shattering. It's a crossing from yesterday into tomorrow.
And look how if you were on the water, as the swan was in the last card, you could also cross into kind of a mysterious area under the bridge. It doesn't really show us where that's going.
That's right, it doesn't, does it? And we can't tell which way the water's flowing.
No.
Oh, wow. And as I look at it, as I journey into it, I'm going to journey into it for just a moment and ask Spirit to give me direct revelation. Any words that you have, please, now, for those who may be listening? Your heart beats in the same way that this bridge functions. Your heart beats the old blood out and the new blood in, fresh air in, old air out. So your system is breathing now, and not to worry. This is how life renews.
Very beautiful. I think my favorite part of this card is the really grounded ancient structure of this bridge. It's not a rainbow bridge.
It is not.
It's not a little pretty bridge. It's something solid that you can really depend on. It's there and it's okay.
Shall we ask them what tomorrow looks like?
Okay.
Woohoo! Okay, one more card. This time Kathlynn pulls it.
And what is our intention for drawing this card?
What does tomorrow look like? Whatever that means.
Ha!
Oh! A beautiful field with fresh plants just beginning to come forward. It's a wheat field, and it has flowers, and I think that's a bird.
Those are apple blossoms, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah, that's an apple tree branch.
Mm-hmm. And I would say that the apple and the wheat are once again, they're very ancient plants that have been around for a long, long time.
Yeah.
That they're both food.
And they've both been genetically changed by people over many, many, many generations in order to make them nutritious and delicious. Now, I'm not talking about Monsanto, but apples, if you plant a seed from an apple, you will get a crab apple. The only way you can get a delicious Fuji or whatever it is you want is by grafting, because apples are, the food that we eat is a product of our ingenuity crossing with plant.
Yeah, and it's the same with wheat.
It is.
This is very definitely a cultivated field in this. So something is being cultivated here.
Something is being cultivated, and it's nutritious, and it's delicious, and it will feed us. And I would say this is the opposite of one of those, oh my God, the world is blowing up and falling to pieces cards.
Absolutely.
So I don't know about you guys, but I still feel a little edgy, but I feel a lot better.
Yes.
A whole lot better. Yeah. Michael, is there anybody on the line who might want to ask us a question?
Yes, let's go and bring Nancy from Chicago.
Okay, Nancy, great. Hello, Nancy.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine,
How are
thank
you?
you. I'm delighted to hear from you, Nancy. What can I do for you?
Well, I'm just wondering what you see for me in terms of change in the next year.
What do we see for Nancy from Chicago in terms of change for the next year? Do you mind if Kathlynn and I pull a card for you? Would that be okay?
I'd love that.
All right.
Love that.
We'll just do that. Because that's a very open-ended question, and I don't really think there's any need for us to try to figure it out ourselves, because we don't know you, but the spirits do.
Yeah, I don't know me either.
Nah, you know yourself better than I know you. I promise you that.
There you go.
Yes. And I'm not a psychic. I'm a shaman, which makes me somebody who has to depend on the spirits to answer everything. Okay, so I've shuffled a little bit. Kathlynn, will you draw a card for this beautiful lady?
Nancy, where do you live?
Oh, thank you. Chicago.
She lives in Chicago.
Chicago, okay.
Chicago.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Whoa.
Okay, there's one card in this deck that really stands out from all the others. It's a picture of a man's hand on a pottery wheel creating a plate.
Neat.
It's a strong image. It looks like the man is of dark skin, so he's ethnic and he's rooted. His nails are broken. I don't think it's a woman's hand. Do you think it's...
I wouldn't make that call. It's definitely an earthy hand, and it's in the clay.
It's a hand in the clay.
Something is being created.
Yay.
Something really powerful.
Yes, it's being brought up from Earth herself, the elements of Earth, all that Earth can offer us being shaped into something beautiful and useful. That's what you're going to be very useful, I'd say, and
Yes.
resourceful. Yes?
Mm-hmm. Well, one of the things that's so wonderful about clay or anything that's made from the earth like that is that it's the perfect combination of beauty and usefulness. Mm-hmm. That's what I see in this hand also, is beauty and usefulness.
Yes, it's well used, and it's become gorgeous. And the fingers...
Well, that sounds great.
The fingers are folded very artfully, as though they had done this many, many times. So I am going to suggest that for you, this might mean not embarking on something brand new, but expressing your well-hewn skills.
Yes, I would agree with that. This is something that you've been doing for a long time. On some level in your being, and you know how to do it.
Yes, it's mastery. This is all about mastery.
Oh, that sounds great.
Now, the other thing is that it's a spiral pattern, because as you're on a wheel, It's a spiral that is formed, and the spiral is the mathematical expression of how life unfolds. It is not a symbol of, although a spiral symbol reflects that truth, but life unfolds in a pattern that is expressed as a Fibonacci sequence, which is a spiral. And so spiral galaxies, this is how your life is unfolding. You are shaping it and making it so in a masterful and crafting way.
Yes, wow.
Oh, nice.
Beautiful
I
card.
like that.
Perfect, girl. Thank you for asking.
Well, thank you so much for answering. I appreciate y'all.
And if you want to see this image, you can buy the deck. You can get it on Amazon or at Lorien Press. And it's the card deck of the She, Sidhe. I promote it all the time because I love it so much. I make nothing from it. I don't care. I just love it.
Oh. That sounds great.
Thank you for calling.
Have a lovely day.
And you. Is there another caller, Michael?
Yes, let's go up to Canada and bring in Kathlynn.
Kathlynn from Canada. Thank you.
Hello, happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, happy Valentine's Day. I appreciate your sharing that. How can we help you today, Kathlynn from Canada?
I'm going through an emotional time, and I was just wondering if there's anything, and it even affects my cat, and I was wondering if there was anything that I could do on a daily basis that would actually help me, like a ritual, a shamanic ritual or something.
Oh, Kathlynn is going through an emotional... My girlfriend doesn't have earpiece. She's going through an emotional time right now, and she'd like a daily shamanic ritual to ground her and give her basis. I would say that would be working with her power animal.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So just our wisdom over the several years we've been doing this. We know that when you connect deeply with your power animal, that power animal then integrates into your bones, into your life, into your knowledge, into the world around you to help ground you and move you through the chaos or the whatever it is onto a path that is more stable and more helpful. So, do you know who your power animal is? You don't have to say who it is, but just do you know who it is?
I'm not sure, no. I did something years ago, but I'm not sure if that's what it is.
Would you mind if we did a quick power animal retrieval for you?
I would love it.
All right, let's just do that.
Yes, please.
I'm going to use the drum. And
Yes.
Kathlynn and I will each...
Hello?
Yes, we're going to use the drum, and Kathlynn and I will each retrieve a power animal for you.
Yes, please.
Okay, great. Here we go. I have mine for you. She's a skunk. She's a beautiful female skunk with a bunch of baby skunks, and she will never smell stinky to you. But she will smell stinky to the people around you that you should feel fine with distancing yourself from. So she's about you're feeling sweet in the world you're in and knowing that the world you're in is sweet and perfect for you, and distancing yourself from others that make your world offensive. She protects you from others. And she'll nurture you like she is one of your own, her own, like a baby. Okay, Kathlynn?
The power animal I found for you is a great blue heron, and she is about staying in touch with your heart, and she is about mothering, which is interesting. That reflects the
Yeah.
skunk. There's something about mothering that's very important here. And also the great blue heron is a being who stands often in the water with long legs. So the water could be a symbol of emotion and, turmoil or peacefulness, as water can be. And beneath that surface is where she fishes for, I don't know what to say that is, because that's a whole other journey. But there's things there within you, in your psyche, in your subconscious, that are very important for you to retrieve at this point with the power of a mother being, the great blue heron.
Beautiful. And what we would like you to do as your daily ritual is meditate and ask each of these animals to come in and merge into your bones. And you can even dance around pretending that you're a skunk, lifting your tail and spraying things. I know how that happens. And or flapping your wings as a heron. I know, my husband gets mad at me sometimes. And so enough of that. Does that help you, my dear?
Yes, but how do I ask? What would I say?
Go to my website and look under the tab free. That's SpiritHealer.com/free. And there's a downloadable 1-hour training on how to meet your power animal. And you can learn to journey with that, and then use that as a jumping off point to merge with your power animals.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I believe that's the end of our hour. Is that right, Michael?
Yes, that is correct.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you, Carla, and thank you to your guest there. That was very beautiful. And Carla is here every Tuesday here at this time, which is 3 p.m. Eastern Time if you're listening to the archive. As this show will now end, we do thank you for listening.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.